Good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to welcome to Radio Seerah. We're here from Bon Adams Solicitors. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start talking about property and conveyancing. And we hope you enjoy our little talk. Right, I'm going to start talking about SDLT and uninhabitable properties. Then I'll pass it on to my colleague Nasser, who will start talking about leasehold conveyancing. And then my colleague Maria will take on from there. So let's begin. Right, so for those who choose to pursue renovation projects as a way of generating rental income, doing up a dilapidated property makes commercial sense. When you're purchasing an investment property, the addition of the 3% SDLT increase means that the SDLT hit may be significant. However, as this only applies to residential dwellings, buying a dilapidated property that doesn't meet the definition of a dwelling can deliver substantial SDLT savings. Not only is the purchase price on which the SDLT payable low, as the renovation costs incurred post-sale and SDLT free, SDLT is charged at the non-residential rates and the 3% supplement does not apply. In 2019, the first-tier tribunal ruled in the case of Bewley versus HMRC that a bungalow and plot of land which had planning permission for the demolition of the existing building and the construction of a new dwelling was not suitable for residential use at the effective date of the transaction. As a result, SDLT was payable at the non-residential rates rather than the residential rates. Therefore, the 3% SDLT supplement did not apply. The legislation defines a dwelling as a building that is used or suitable for use as a single dwelling, or which is in the process of being constructed or adapted for such use. In the Bewley case, the property wasn't used as a dwelling on the effective date of the transaction. The question, therefore, was whether it was suitable for use at that date. The radiators and heating pipes had been removed from the bungalow, and the presence of the asbestos prevented repairs and alterations being carried out without risks being incurred. As a result, the tribunal found that the property wasn't suitable for use as a dwelling, and that SDLT was payable at a low non-residential rate. The 3% supplement didn't apply. The test as to whether the property is a dwelling is undertaken as the effective date of the transaction, which would be a completion date. All that matters is whether it's used as or is suitable for use as a dwelling at the date or is in the process of being constructed or adapted at that date. It is irrelevant whether it's been previously used as a dwelling or may be used as one in the future. The test of whether a property is uninhabitable is an uncompromising one. An uninhabitable property lacks basic facilities necessary to live in it, such as functioning bathroom, kitchen, and heating. A property which is in need of modernization and redecoration may still be habitable and count as a dwelling. The fact that a property is a renovation project does not necessarily mean that non-residential rates apply. If you're looking for further advice and assistance, we at Bon Adams LLP can advise and empower you to understand your options and any decisions about your future. Our lawyers are highly trained to support you and provide you with the best outcome you can possibly have. You can contact us at Bon Adams Solicitors, Richmond House, 94 London Road, Leicester, LE20QS. Contact number is 0116-285-8080. You can also email us at lawyers, that's lawyers with an S, at bonadams.com. Right, so now my colleague Nasser is going to talk to us about leasehold conveyancing.
Yep, so leasehold conveyancing is a legal process for buying or selling a leasehold property. Properties are owned as either a freehold, where you own the building and the land. It stands on, or a leasehold, where you have a lease from the freeholder to use a property for a set number of years. A long leasehold contract, which is also a lease, allows a leaseholder, so the lessee or tenant, the exclusive possession of the land and the property on it for a fixed term. The freeholder, the landlord, is the owner of the leasehold property, and the freeholder leases the property to the leaseholder. The leaseholder then lives in the property and has a right to use it in accordance with the terms, which is the clauses or lease covenants set out in the lease. And if these rules are broken, there can be a risk of leaseholder losing their property. A long leasehold term is usually 99, 125 or 999 years. However, a lease can be any length, particularly for previously owned properties. The term starts when the freeholder creates the lease and is not reset when the property is sold by one leaseholder to another. The lease reduces in length as the years go by. Typically, the mortgage lenders are less likely to provide mortgages to the leaseholders, for example, when remortgaging, or to people who want to buy the property from the leaseholder, where the lease has less than 8 years remaining. A lease typically contains a range of charges a leaseholder needs to pay every year. The most common charge are ground rent, service charge, and administration charges. A lease usually contains an agreement in which the leaseholder needs to receive permission from the freeholder to do certain things, for example, sublet the property, renovate the property, or make alterations. When viewing a leasehold property for the first time, it's important that you seek advice from the estate agent, developer, or freeholder on the following: the number of years remaining on the lease term, as this can affect your ability to get a mortgage or the cost of extending the lease; the annual ground rent, whether it increases, the frequency of the increase, and the method of the increase; the current service charge and what it covers, whether any major works have been recently completed or are to be expected, for which you may be asked to pay towards. There's also whether there are any restrictions on how you use the property or charges for certain activities, for example, owning a pet, changing your boiler, for example; whether there are requirements for gaining permission, for example, to sublet or alter property, and whether fees will be charged for doing so; whether ground rent payments are up to date and who collects them; who the freeholder is, and if there is one, which managing agent they use for the property; which insurance company will insure the building, and what the annual insurance amount is. This may be addressed in the service charge information. It's also important to know whether the freeholder has agreed to or intends to sell the freehold, especially for new build properties. So that was a brief discussion on leasehold conveyancing. I will now let my colleague Maria talk on her experience on Bond Adams. She recently joined our firm. So yeah.
Hi, hi. My name is Maria. I've just joined Bond Adams around I've been here for around 2 weeks. Working mainly in the property department. Been doing a lot of residential, touching on some commercial. My experience so far has been good. I've been interacting with lenders as well as clients. It's still early days, but overall I think I am gaining the experience I need. My team were very helpful and supportive. So whenever I have any questions or doubts, I know I am in safe hands. Hopefully I would like to stay here long term, just to become a qualified solicitor. But yeah, as it is still early days. There's not much I've touched on, but yeah, so far it's been a great experience. I'm gonna pass it back to Zakira, who will close our session today.
Okay, thank you for that, Nasser and Maria. We hope you enjoyed listening to our little session on property and conveyancing and Maria's experience in Bond Adams Solicitors. Again, our law firm does specialize in a lot of departments: litigation, immigration, property and conveyancing, dispute resolution. So if you have any inquiries or if you wish to contact us, again, you can contact us at 0116-285-8080, or you can email us at lawyers@bondadams.com. And thank you for listening, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you. Bye.